Viva Ronaldo! Yes, people, welcome to Fergie time right here on the finished article. And as you can see, I am absolutely still buzzing from yesterday. Mad game yesterday. I was actually at Old Trafford watching it with my boy Shaz, but I'm gonna get him on. We're gonna talk about all this. We're gonna talk about everything that we can. So here he comes. Yes, bro. Let me get that Viva Ronaldo from you too, bro.
Viva Ronaldo!
Oh man, that was some mad stuff yesterday. Oh, honestly, after the game finished, on the way out of the stadium, all the way to the car, all I could hear was people shouting "Viva Ronaldo!" Sue. That's it. That's all you could hear because of that late winner from Ronaldo.
It was hilarious, actually. So I made the joke with Shaz when we walked into the stadium, and it was really funny. So our seats were slightly separate, but luckily we ended up sitting next to each other just before kickoff, just after.
Yeah,
And it was really
yeah.
funny because I got to Shaz, you know what? The stadium looks really small because whenever we watched it on TV, it looks like huge and stuff. And but by the way, let me just reiterate, it's a massive stadium. But in comparison, when you see it live and you think, could it be bigger? Because you think it looks bigger. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm looking
I
like this.
remember this, bro. We
I'm
walked
looking
in and
left, right, and center. I'm
he's
thinking,
like, Shaz, one thing I want to say is it looks smaller than it should be. And my bro, it's freaking huge. It's Old Trafford, man. What are you even talking about? It looks small. And he's
I know
like,
why I made that
and
reference.
then he
I know
turned
why.
around to me and he goes, bro, I've been to Wembley and I said the same thing. I'm like, bro, there's something wrong with you.
I know why. I know why. And this is a reference to the Glazers. I just want to say this before we jump into the show. So, because Old Trafford hasn't been renovated in God knows how long, or
Yes,
it's
yes.
slightly outdated with some of the more modern stadiums. So it's like it does. Dude, you get 75,000 in there, but you think, geez, it looks like it's only a 60K seat. Well, it's not, but
It's not
that's
obviously, but yeah,
the
I get what you
Glazers.
mean. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it does need a bit of an update. You're right. Obviously it hasn't been renovated for what 10, 15 years, maybe
yeah.
more. So
I could definitely see the cracks in the roof. So
I can see the cracks on the pitch as well.
oh yeah, there were definitely some cracks on the pitch. I'll tell
Well,
you
we'll
that.
get to those cracks that are on the pitch though, bro. We'll definitely get onto those. But we'll go for just one sec, bro. I'm just sharing the link for the video online right now with people.
Yeah, no worries. Good. So yeah, I'll just jump in while Shaz does that.
Yeah,
So
if you can,
guys,
bro.
thank you very much for tuning in. I know we got a bit excited, but as always, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. We really appreciate the support and love you've been giving us. We are on the race to 200. I believe we're on 128 subscribers, if I'm not mistaken. So we are on the race to 200. So big shout out to those that have subscribed. Mad love. Follow us on the finished article Twitter, Facebook, and obviously on YouTube. We're also on Twitch for a couple of other shows. Fight Night, which is a hotly contested show at the moment, as seen from previous experience. And I know Shaz is probably excited after
Yeah,
after the
boy.
weekend. But
All I'm saying on
guys,
that is I told you so, innit?
guys, check that episode out because you will see Shaz enjoy it for the first time in his life. I've never seen him so
Have
happy.
you heard this guy?
But no, it's all good. But as always, if you do need to reach out to us or want to jump on the show or have any ideas, you can find us Twitter. Apologies, finished article email below. So do drop us a mail for any content, or if you'd like to collaborate, then just
Yeah,
by all
man.
means give us a shout. But I believe Shaz is now back, so I'm
I'm
gonna.
back. That's
He's
it,
back.
bro. No, I appreciate
He's back.
the rundown of everything there, bro. That was really good. Well done, man. But we're gonna obviously this is Fergie time, and we're gonna be talking about the rematch of last season's Europa League final, which was match day 2 of the Champions League in Group F. Manchester United versus Villareal at Old Trafford. I don't know. I mean, so we'll go through the talking points first, bro, of the game. The
Yeah.
first one I want to mention, the biggest one I want to mention, is De Gea,
Uh,
because from where we were sat, we could see every save he made. And I think on more than one occasion, I turned to you and said, bro, this is why he's our number one. This is why he's our number one. I think I said it maybe 4 or 5 times throughout the night because he kept us in that game. Bang on. De Gea was world class. And if you can give me another goalkeeper that can make them type of saves, you know what I mean? Your thoughts on that, Shaz? I know obviously we were sat right next to each other and you saw De Gea in action from the stadium.
My issue wasn't the fact that De Gea isn't world class. I have absolutely no problem with how he played. Thought he was absolutely on it. And you know what? Probably that break over the summer did him some good. So good to see him back. My only issue is world class is one thing, but he was having to make unnecessary saves because of Diego Dalot. God knows what happened to him last night. I was like, raw, that was painful. But obviously, as I watched the highlights, because obviously, watching
you
the
have to
goals.
watch the highlights after you've been to the stadium because you don't really get to
Absolutely.
see everything from your
So
seat.
I watched it back, and as the commentator said, Villareal left their shooting boots at home because, geez, they should have been
Wow.
out of sight. They
Bro,
should
they should have
they should
been.
have been out of sight like you were out of sight on the motorway on the way back. My man just blasted it. I'm there watching the lorries on the side, don't want to get hit. I'm just like, because I'm not a nighttime driver, and my man's like, bro, I'm going south, and then he's gone. But yeah,
So just to give a bit of context on this, yeah. So on the way out from Old Trafford, we obviously parked our cars a little bit further away. I dropped Shaz off at where he parked his car from mine because mine was closer. And then Shaz is like, all right, just follow me out and we'll jump on the motorway. I'm like, okay, cool, let's do that. So we're on the motorway, and I'm following him because I didn't know where we were at that point for a little bit. I was like, okay, where am I? So I'm just following him, And then I started seeing signs for where we're going, and I'm like, right, I know exactly where I am now. And I thought, you know what? Let me just overtake him and see what he does. So I overtook him and came in front of him, and then I was actually expecting you to overtake me, bro, but you didn't. And I wasn't flying down the motorway. I wasn't like hitting.
you went flying. So basically, I'm not really a nighttime driver.
So I was like, I was going about 65, 70. And to be fair, I thought you were behind me most of the way. It was
I
towards
just
the
couldn't see it
end, the
because,
last, the junction that we had to take for the motorway to our area. It's there where I lost you because I turned into that lane and took that junction to jump onto the M66 down that way. And I know obviously you were in that lane, but I don't know where you were because behind me there was other cars and I knew it weren't you.
I know. But the main thing is
But
we
it
got
was
home.
sick. It was sick.
It was
It
good,
was sick.
good laughs, good bands. We love it. We love to see it. But yes, anyway, going back to
going back to obviously De Gea because that's the talking point right now. David De Gea was absolutely amazing. Yeah, I mean, I De Gea kept us in that game a good maybe 5 or 6 times just in the first half. Like another right. So that's probably the best positive of the night, player wise. That De Gea had such an amazing performance. Now moving on. So we've done a positive. I am going to go on to some of the negative because.
Can I just say before you go on to the next, this is to all the Arsenal fans out there. I gotta say this. Good evening. Your boy couldn't get it done. That's all I'm gonna say.
What are you even on about now, bro?
So to those that don't know, and I'll put Shaz on, and Arsenal's ex-manager, Arsenal's ex-manager is now manager of Villarreal. And if you watch his interviews,
you're talking about Emery. Okay.
Emery.
Okay.
Unai Emery, your boy Unai Emery, loves to start every conversation off with good evening. So I'm going to say good evening to all you Arsenal fans.
This guy's just killing me, man.
By the way, what channel are Arsenal on in Europe? I couldn't see them. Oh, wait. Yeah, boys. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. But,
oh, man.
Throw that
I'm
in there,
trying to
boys.
move on to the negatives of United, and this guy's just killing Arsenal right now. Carry on, bro. Carry on. I'm just going to sit here and let you carry on, bro.
No, I just thought I'd throw that in for the viewers. You have to mix it up before you bring on to that main topic.
Yeah. So I want to touch on the negatives of this game. Now, the biggest negative of this game was Diego Dalot. Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to say this because if you're watching at home on TV, you don't see all the players and exactly where they are throughout the game. But
Yeah.
whilst you're at the stadium, you can see everything, right? Now, we were sat in the south stand, not the first block that's the lowest. We were on the second block, and we were like 3 or 4 rows behind. So we were pretty close to the pitch, right? And in the first half, that's the side Diego Dalot was at. Now, I don't know what it is with that guy. He was out of position. He wasn't marking his man. Lindelof was actually, a couple of times, I saw Lindelof saying, mark him. And I don't know who it was that he was supposed to be marking. It was number 15 for Villareal. So that guy got past Dalot about, from my memory, correct me if I'm wrong, Chaz, at least 4 times in the first half. Where
Basically, you know what
I was going mad, bro. I was literally just going mad. And at one point, I actually shouted, I'm like, get back in position. And I was just giving him grief. And I'm like, you're out of position. And I'm telling Shaz, just watch Dalot for a bit. He's just so out of position. He's getting exposed down that side. And I actually turned around and said, Villareal know they can expose him. And they keep doing it because first half, I think the first half hour, their attack was all down that side. And to the point that I was saying it that much, the lady next to me turned around and said, "You're right." Like, and she's like, "You're right." It's like, because obviously we're all watching the same game, innit?
Well, I don't know what game. I don't
understand how you can leave your man, right? So Dalot went into the other half on our right side, and his man was in our half, and he was onside because obviously Lindelof and Varane were further back from him. And I'm like, why is Dalot so far forward? Mark your man. Because if he gets that ball, which he did about 4 or 5 times, you're exposed already because you're so far behind. Lindelof saved him a couple of times with some tackles, and Varane had to as well. And then I think going into the second half, Mason Greenwood started helping him out. Apologies, Jazz is having some computer issues, technical issues, so he's just jumped off. He's going to be back in a bit. But let me talk about this Dalot fella, right? Because, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Shaz, the goal that Villareal scored in the second half was because of Dalot.
Yeah, so I managed to watch the highlights because I couldn't really tell because
when we were at the stadium, I couldn't really tell whose fault it was because it was on like literally the opposite side of the pitch because it was second half, like other side, weren't it?
Yeah, so basically it went over and the cross was put in before what's his name? Alpasa scored through the legs of De Gea, but that was
it not Alcaca?
Yeah, sorry, apologies. Thanks for the correction. But it was basically because Dalot basically got ripped a new asshole. Apologies for the language, but that's what happened. You can't sugarcoat it. He got badly exposed. And I was like, okay. I thought it was offside. So Shaz, please tell me it's offside. It's not. It's been given. It's not going to be. No, it's not been given. Okay. So we then go 1-0 down at the start of the second half, and I'm getting pissed off at this point, shouting, screaming. I had an itch. I was like, all right, I'm gonna bounce it in the next 10 minutes. She was like, nah, chill. I'm like, listen, bro. If I have to sit and watch this painful performance, and the funny thing I have to know, and I haven't put it as a banner, but I did not once see Ollie come out to the technical area.
Bro, we will get onto that in later on, man. But before we move on, Shaz, just want to big up my man Ryan. Before we move on though, Shaz, didn't I say something about this yesterday? When we were driving and looking for a parking spot, Ryan, I'm sure I saw you on your way to Old Trafford yesterday, bro. If it wasn't you, it would have been your doppelganger, bro, because I saw someone that looked exactly like you with the United shirt on walking towards Old Trafford whilst we were looking for a parking spot nearby.
It's all good, Ryan. We got you back, bro. We understand. We understand you just had a bit of a mix-up and ended up wearing the wrong red shirt. It's all good, bro.
He
Well,
wore
learn
the
from our
right red
mistakes.
shirt though. He wore the right red shirt.
Well,
You get what I
this guy
mean?
was, so we're hoping it's Ryan in disguise, Ryan 2.0. He's back, baby. But yeah,
Yeah, man. I mean, but like going back to obviously Dalot, like he was so exposed, like because you couldn't see it on TV. Like from where we were sat though, we could see everything that he was doing, and he was so out of position. He wasn't marking his man. He wasn't even looking over his shoulders. Like, is this guy near me? It's like you're like so far away from him that if the ball comes over the top, he gets it, he's gone. He's like, you're not even catching him. And then Lindelof is going to have to cover him. And then Varane's going to be left in the middle on his own. It was just mad. Just
yeah, it
mad.
was crazy. It was a weird one.
It was, man. It was very weird. Like, just moving
And
on, like, to the next topic. Like,
yeah,
this,
this is one I brought up.
I'll let
So
Shaz talk about this
to
first, though,
so
man.
so I know me and Chaz have talked this about on previous podcasts, but the fact that we had to watch it live, basically, so you got
So
Ronaldo,
painful, man.
you got Fernandez, you got Ronaldo, you got Pogba, and you name it. The problem is there's no cohesion. Now, whilst players are intelligent enough to know where to go, tactics are very important. If you look at Klopp, he's got a style. If you look at Guardiola, he's got a style, even though he didn't use it against PSG. That's a different story. Or if you look at, say, for example, hell, if you look at what do you call it? Some great managers from the past, or sorry, Tuchel, he's got to start with Ollie. What he's doing is he's doing FIFA style management, whereby he'll put everybody on the pitch. You know, like, have you ever played that FIFA when you pick your world class players and it shows the lines? This is what's happening here. So Ollie's putting all this world class talent together, but he's not looking at like the strengths of the dynamic. It's like saying to me and Shaz, you know what? You go play left back, even though I'm right foot. I'm like, what the hell is that going to achieve? I'm just going to run to the wing and then just turn back on myself to cross it in.
Didn't I literally tell you, though, bro? Like, was it the first half or second half? I said, bro, you just bought United shirt, put it on and get on the pitch.
Oh, that's hilarious, bro. That's fucking hilarious. I should have done that.
You should have done, bro. You probably would have had a better game than freaking some
And
players on there, man.
this sums up about that. It was Shaz had to tell me because I was watching. My West Nightmare came through. The midget Fred came on, and oh my days! Not only did he come on, Shaz like, Fred's at left back. I'm like, Shaz, bro, it's like, don't do this to me right now. I haven't got time for your tricks and jokes right now. But yeah, Fred apparently decided.
Yeah, that was just bizarre. But yeah, like, so he put Fred on, but he took Tellez off and put Fred at left back. It's like, what are you even doing? Like, I get that Fred was the reason for the cross and for Ronaldo's goal and all that, right? But why put Fred at left back? Why not just leave Tellez on? There was only 5 minutes left in that game. So it's 10 minutes, including injury time. So why
But
not just leave him on for that extra 10 minutes? I don't understand.
that's the other problem we had. So one, and I didn't put the banner for it, but this is. I'm glad you mentioned that. Ollie has an inability to make subs at the right time. You got Cavani pacing up the pitch. You got Matic pacing up the pitch. Bichara, you had even had Van der Beek ready to go. And I know we're going to talk about this, but I'll bring the topic up now anyway.
Yeah,
Van
go
der
for it,
Beek, man, I felt so bad because I watched the video that you're referring to. Dude, if you're not going to give him a chance now, I don't know when you're giving him a chance, and I do not understand why you are not using him. Okay, I understand Matic, Cavani should have come on earlier, at least 15 minutes earlier, and
Yeah.
Cavani had, you know what, that chance Cavani had at the end, guarantee if he was on at least 5-10 minutes before, even 15.
Are you talking about the header?
Yeah, the header, yeah.
The header, yeah.
Yeah,
There
the
was
header
another
stuff.
chance. The header that just went wide of the post. Yeah, I remember.
Correct,
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got another comment from our boy Ryan.
And
Bro,
bro, I was sat at home. Don't worry,
it's cool.
bro. We'll keep you secret, bro. Don't worry. We'll keep
It's
you
cool, bro.
secret, bro. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry, bro. Even Flawless will be happy.
But man,
But yeah,
watching from the stands was very, very frustrating. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that again very soon. Just so frustrating to watch because the game itself wasn't a good game for United. Ronaldo had a really bad game.
Oh yeah.
Like the only thing that saved him was the goal that he scored at the end.
You know what?
Fernandez had an okay-ish game. The
You know what?
only player I can actually say that besides De Gea that had a good game was Jadon Sancho.
Yeah,
He was playing on that side where we were sat on in the first half, and he had a really good game. So did Mason Greenwood. Now, Dalot had the ball, and McTominay and these other players, and on maybe 4 or 5 different occasions, maybe more, I saw Sancho or Greenwood wide open on that side. And I'm like, give him the ball. Just give him the freaking ball. And they're passing it backwards or they're passing it to other players and losing the ball. I'm like, use your vision. Like, use your eyes in it. Just freaking pass him the ball. At least get the ball forward and give him a chance. Because Mason Greenwood is a very talented player. He can shoot with both feet. He runs at defenders. And that's what you need to apply pressure onto the other team. And I just don't understand why they weren't applying that pressure, because we got hit on the counter quite a lot of times.
Yeah, it was really bad. So the problem I had with that was, and I was saying this, is Shaz was like, at one point Shaz said, world-class save by there. Like, bro, why is he making a world-class save there? Why
exactly, he shouldn't need to be. That's the thing, bro.
Why are we giving them a chance to have a shot? It's like, the funny thing is, what Villareal were doing, I was saying to Shaz, Man United just need to try the same. But the problem is, Villareal came for a point or came to get any result. So as soon as they went 1-0 up, the time wasting,
man,
drama,
don't even get me started on that time wasting, man.
It was like,
it was so frustrating because they were passing it back, and at some point the player would just stood there with the ball at his feet and he wasn't doing anything. He was just literally just stood there still with the ball at his foot, and the United players were just looking at him like, what's going on? And I'm like, get the fucking ball off him. Put some pressure on him.
Yeah.
It's like, don't just let him waste time like that.
That's what I mean. So, Ollie, one thing I would say to Ollie is, in that situation, you should drilling into your players about pushing up, about putting pressure on your opposition. So if Shaz has the ball and he's the opposition or I'm the opposition, and I know that they're 1-0 up, why am I gonna let him stand there? Because he doesn't have to go anywhere. Exactly. You need to move your ass. You need to put him under pressure.
You're the one that's got the pressure on, because you need to get a goal back.
Yeah.
So
by the way,
you need to do something about that.
Speaking of that comeback goal, that Tellez volley was
that was something special to watch live, man. Very special. Like, we spoke about the game itself, but that goal from Tellez was something else, bro. Like, I can't even remember. It came out from a Fernandez cross. It came out to Tellez and he just smashed it like volley. And I thought, as soon as I could see that he was going for the volley, I'm like, this is going wide or it's going to get saved.
Of all the players, he was the least. He was the person I least. I'm like,
exactly. He's like, what just happened, bro?
What just? Because I'm looking at watching the game and I'm thinking, Tellez. I was looking at the players. I'm thinking, who just scored?
Tellez. Do you know what? At first, I thought it was Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't really see the players that were a bit further away at that point. And I'm like, I'm sure that was Jadon Sancho. And then you see Tellez just flying down celebrating. I'm like, nah, it was Tellez, man. That was a sick shot. But it was brilliant. It was brilliant to watch that goal live, man. It was very, very special goal for Tellez, that. But the end of the game, bro, in injury time, I was literally at the edge of my seat. After it went 1-1, that was it for me. I was at the edge of my seat. It was like my heart was racing. I'm like, nah, we need to do something here. We need to score. I'm like, this is like the first game I've been to at Old Trafford since, I don't know, maybe 10 years or something to watch United. It's been that long. I haven't had a chance to come. It's the first time I've come since obviously the pandemic as well. And I thought, I really want to go and I want us to have a win. And your boy Ronaldo delivered. Ronaldo saved Ole's ass again.
So I watched the goal. So
I watched that. Yeah, I was just gonna say, bro. I watched the highlights when I got home to see the Ronaldo goal, because when it happened, there was just so many players around, and I didn't really see what happened. But
Yeah.
everyone said it was a deflection or it wasn't a goal. It wasn't a deflection.
No,
It's like
it looked
Jesse
like it.
Lingard tapped it to the side, and then Ronaldo just blasted it in.
No, it looked like it because from the angle we were sat, I was like,
Yeah,
that's taking a
from our
deflection.
angle, it looked like that had to be a deflection. But watching the replay after on TV when I got home, I'm like, nah, it was a really good goal from Ronaldo. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. Obviously, Shaz will know this, but in the stadium, firstly, when Telles scored and equalised, that if that stadium had a roof on, that roof would have come off the building. That's how loud it was. Like I was up and I was screaming. I couldn't even hear myself scream because it was that much
I
noise.
think myself and Chaz spent half the match laughing at the chants because I were hearing it. I
We'll
were
get onto
hearing
this,
it.
bro. We'll get onto the chants later, bro.
Okay.
Because there's some of them were classic, bro. Some of them were very classic, bro. We'll
Yeah.
definitely get onto the crowd and obviously
But
our
before
experience at
we
Old
jump on,
Trafford later, man. Definitely.
let me just jump on the Ronaldo bandwagon for a
Yeah,
second
go over it. You
and
talk
give my
about your
thoughts.
boy Ronnie, bro.
So, I thought, you know what, Ronaldo is the type of player that, and somebody summed this up well as to why he's the greatest of all time. Ronaldo only needs one chance in a game to make an impact. Yes, could he have had a better night? By all means, absolutely. But I think on reflection, Ronaldo basically did save Ollie's ass because you know what Shaz was saying. One of my mates messaged me. He goes, "You know what? I want United to get a draw because I want to see Ollie and try not to hide behind the fact that okay. So one thing is United won yesterday, but
Yeah.
it wasn't a convincing win. So
No, you bang on there, bro. Bang
it
on.
was a win that when I woke up in the morning, I actually had to check that did we actually win because my work colleagues actually messaged me because 6, 7 of them were at the game. They were sat in the Stratford end or in the North Stand or
Alex Ferguson stand like across
yeah,
from
Alex
us.
Ferguson son, yeah.
Uh,
Uh, and they even said the same thing. So what was your opinion? And I said, guys, just remind me, did United actually win? And then I forgot because Telles scored the equalizer because the only thing I could remember was Ronaldo bundled the go home. And I'm thinking to myself,
yeah.
okay, but what happened? And
Yeah.
then it sort of sank in,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, yes, United won. And like I said on the way to the car shares, 3 points is 3 points, regardless of how you get it. But United need to be more convincing. They need to be more clinical in front of goal. Watching the game, you could see where they were lacking.
Yeah.
Ryan is asking a question, Shaz. What did you guys think of Dalot? I don't know if you heard the earlier start of the podcast, but we were just ripping into him. Because we were at the stadium, bro, and watching the game, and we were sat right on the side where United started, and Dalot was on our right, so we were sat on the south stand, and all through the game, I could see Dalot just being out of position, not marking his man, getting rinsed by I don't know what's the guy's name. Shaz number 15. I can't even remember his name, but he was rinsing Dalot, and they got like 3 or 4 or 5 chances because that guy got past Dalot so many times. Like at one point, Shaz said, "What's he doing?" He's like, look at his stance." Like he was stood like doing this weird thing, and like he was very hesitant in making that tackle, and they were just standing off. They were like, no one was moving, but they were faking, like moving this way and that way. And Dalot was very scared to make that tackle. And then the player just took the ball around him and they got a chance. It's like you need to be more clinical in your tackling. You need to go in for that tackle. Stay on your feet, but go in for the tackle at least. Your
Yeah,
thoughts on
sorry,
Dalot, Shaz?
I'm just finding that player's name. I'm glad you mentioned it. But yes, to answer
I'll find the
Ryan,
name, bro. I'll let you finish. I'll let you answer
to
the question.
yeah, to answer Ryan's questions, what do I think of Dalot? Non-existent, rubbish. I said at the start of the season he should be sold
Yeah.
because he just isn't good enough.
I've
Apart
got
from
that
that,
guy's name, bro. It's Arnaut Danjuma.
Danjuma, yes.
Danjuma. He exposed Dalot really badly yesterday. Like, what do you do if Wan-Bissaka ain't playing? You just play Dalot and get exposed. But saying that, if Harry Maguire was fit, I think Harry Maguire would have played, and maybe Lindelof would have played right back because he
Yeah, you did
can play
say
right
that.
back. And
we did
I
say
would
that.
have preferred him because he did make some good tackles yesterday, Lindelof. I know you give him stick for and call him Lindesoft and stuff, bro, but he made some good tackles yesterday.
No, that's true.
Very good tackles, man, if you ask me. Now, another thing I want to touch on, the next topic, Shaz, is your boy Van der Beek. As the banner says, Van der Beek needs a chance to shine. Feel bad he is not getting a run in the team. Now, yesterday, he was no. So Cavani and Matic started warming up first,
Yeah.
and then Van der Beek started warming up, and Fred. I didn't even see Fred warm up, right? And this is the honest truth, right? In the stadium, Fred got up, and it looked like he was starting to warm up, like running down the touchline. And I'm like, oh no, this world class player Fred is coming on. I'm like, Shaz, it's over. Fred's coming on, and like, I was giving him so much stick, and then he ran into the back. Like he went into the dressing rooms, and I'm like, oh, bro, he's been sent home. My man's been sent home.
I
It's
was like, we're gonna
amazing.
go.
And then the girl like next to me, like she's like, you really don't like Fred, you do you? I'm like, nah, I just like no, not at all. And then next thing you know, Fred's come back, and I'm like, oh shit. But then he didn't. From what I could see, bro, he didn't warm up. Van der Beek was warming up, but then Fred got put on, and then got put on at left back, and Van der Beek didn't come on. Even though Solskjaer could have made 2 more subs, I think he should have put Van der Beek on at that point. And I didn't see what happened between Van der Beek when he was on the bench and everything. Now, apparently, he threw his chewing gum onto the floor. Now, people are saying that he threw it at Solskjaer, which I highly doubt he threw chewing gum at his manager, right? Obviously, he was frustrated. He warmed up and didn't get on, right? That's very frustrating for a football player just to sit on the bench and watch their team play. But then to get up and warm up with the hope of getting some game time, and then not getting on, obviously it's frustrating, and you're gonna start throwing stuff and showing your anger, and that's all Van der Beek did. I don't think there was anything, there's no beef between him and Solskjaer, but yeah, I think Van der Beek needs more time in the squad. Now the talk is that he was due to go out on loan in the transfer window, or he was going to go permanently, whichever of the two. But he stayed with the promise that he will get more game time. This is what he was promised, apparently. Now, yes, it's only we're at the end of September, starting October tomorrow, and he hasn't really played that much. But you've got a full season, and we're still in the no, we're not in the FA Cup. Yeah, we're still in the FA Cup, right? It's the League Cup we got knocked out of.
Yeah,
right, yeah. So we're in the FA Cup, we're in the Champions League, and we're in the Premier League. There will be opportunities for Van der Beek to play, but we need to see Solskjaer playing him more because you spent 40 million on this young kid, and he's very, very talented. And if you keep him on the bench, bro, that talent is going to go to waste, and his development is going to get hindered by it.
I would have rather him start yesterday. So when we did the preview of this game and we did the potential lineups, we both were in agreement that Van der Beek should play. And the fact that McFred didn't play was good, but the fact that he didn't play Van der Beek was really disappointing because I thought this was a perfect game for him to play with Pogba, Bruno, Ronaldo, because the guy's got talent. So I don't understand, if you're not going to play him, when are you going to play him? That's my thoughts. Yeah,
exactly, bro. Exactly. Maybe he needs to play in like get him some game time in the FA Cup. Get him some game time in the Premier League against some of the teams that we should be winning, like your Southampton and West Hams and Norwich and maybe Brentford. Get him in them games. Get him in them games and get him playing. Get him some game time. Get him match sharp, and you will see another side of Van der Beek like you used to at Ajax, because he was a very good player at Ajax, bro. Very good player at Ajax.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so we've talked about the game. We've talked about the players. We talked about the result. We talked about Solskjaer. Now it's time to talk about the Old Trafford experience post-COVID. So I'll give my take on it, Shaz, first, if you don't mind, and then you can as well, if that's all right.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Yeah. So like I said, first time I've been to Old Trafford in a long, long time, and it was amazing. The walk from the car to the stadium, as we got closer and closer, you started seeing more and more United fans, and then when you got past a certain point, it was just chock a block. There was just so many people there. Then we made our way to the merchandise store, and the store was just jam packed. And this jammy git over here got the last medium sized shirt, home shirt that I wanted as well.
Let me jump in on that.
No,
So
no, 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 no.
basically, your boy here. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up. Yeah,
I'm on this side, yeah.
yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that
my
one.
bad.
That side, yeah, bro. That side.
Your boy on this side, yeah. I walked in. He was like, "Should I wait for you?" I said, "No, bro. Let's go because it's a chance to see the whole thing and get acquainted. It's not like you're gonna go every single day." So I'm
Yeah, of
walking. I'm
course.
looking. So I was actually looking for the away one, the one that we talked about before. Okay,
The
of
blue
course,
one.
yeah, the blue one. So I thought, okay, yeah, let's just go for that. So anyway, we're looking at. They couldn't see it. Then I was like, "You have medium." And the one person that came up to me was, "Yeah, we our last one." And
Yeah,
at
she
this
came
point,
up and she had loads of shirts in her hand, and she goes,
yeah.
"I've literally got the last medium shirt here."
And I was like, I thought just last medium for the game, and they'll restock after, or
They
the
will. They will restock after at the store. They will restock.
and it was
But
really funny. So I went straight, picked it up, and then I was saying to Shad, "Why didn't you buy one?" Yeah, I should have. We'll go after. So we went after the game.
they still had no medium
And they
shirts.
still had no medium, and so
The
today,
only mediums,
today,
the only mediums they had were with names on the back. Like the
yes,
blank ones
correct,
had
yeah.
no mediums. So,
By the way,
in not
not
just
that.
in the away home shirt, but the away shirts as well. They had
Yeah,
no
I
shirts
was
without
really
a name
surprised.
on
I was
in
really
medium.
surprised. So anyway, I went on the website today just to see if I could find one for your boy. And they're on pre-order till Feb, and I'm like, raw, bro.
No,
That's how.
they'll have more in stock, bro. I think that's just being stupid on the website. I think if you go to the merchandise store, you'll be able to pick one up, and like you work quite close to the merchandise store, so we're right, bro.
Yeah,
Maybe like just ring up and see when they're gonna have it in stock, and just nip in and grip it if you want it, bro. But
I
yeah, I
hope so.
mean, just like I'll carry on with like from the merchandise store, we made our way down the Munich tunnel, I think it was called. Yeah, the Munich
Yes.
tunnel. And we looked for our obviously block to go in from. It was pretty easy to get in into the stadium. There was a guy there. He just said, "Put your arms out." Put my arms out. He scanned me. I had like my beanie hat in my pocket, and he goes, "What's that in your pocket, mate?" I'm like, "It's just my Man United hat." And he goes, "Can I have a look at it?" I'm like, "Yeah, you go." I showed him it. Put it back in my pocket. He scanned my back. Goes, "Off you go, mate."
Oh, the
Went
funny
in.
thing is, I didn't tell you this. So Shaz went in before me, and then the
Oh yeah.
guy I asked him to turn around, and I asked him, "Did you want to see my?" He said, "Nah, mate, you're good, mate. Carry on." So
No,
I'm
the
like,
thing is, you didn't have anything in your pocket. Like that beanie hat I had in my pocket was bulging out
okay,
because it
right,
was folded up, and he could probably see it something there. So he probably just wanted to check what it was. That's all, bro.
okay, fair enough.
But getting into the stadium, you scan your ticket from your phone on the QR scanner, and it just lets you in. You just go in. I waited inside for Shaz. We went to our right, found the stairs, got up, boom, see the view from near enough where our seats were. Amazing. Got to our seats. Shaz was a couple of rows behind, like 3 rows behind, but there were people that didn't turn up that was supposed to be sat next to me. Shaz moved down. The Stretford end, I want to talk about the Stretford end. Those guys were noisy as, like, throughout the game, they were noisy, bro. But
Oh,
even
hilarious.
before kickoff, they were noisy, bro. Some of the chants they were saying were Man United, we're never going to score. I'm like, what are you even talking about? Like, you're United fans and you're saying we're never going to score. That's just jinxing the team, innit? Just stop with those chants, innit? Have some more positive chants.
It
Like,
was it was hilarious. So I'm glad Shaz brought this up. So because I were hearing it, I was like, Shaz, what they singing? And I think one chant was, "We're Manchester United and we'll never score." And I'm like, did I
yeah,
just hear
something
that?
along that lines.
I was
Like,
like,
you turn to me and you're like, Shaz, can you just ask me, can you just tell me what are they chanting? And I'm like, they're chanting we're Man United and we're never going to score. And just a look on your face when I told you what it were, it just explained it all. Like, what are they even on about?
No, but that it shows how bad or frustrating it is to sometimes watch
Yeah,
Man
yeah.
United play
I think
because
that's why they were saying it was the frustration in
no,
the lack of goals from the team at that point.
this is so going back to the experience. The experience improves when the team plays free flowing football. How do the
Exactly,
team
bro.
play free flowing? When a manager says, "Look, boys, I'm in charge. These are tactics. Tactics for this type of sides. Tactics for your Burnleys and
The
Blackburns."
thing is, bro, he should have a tactic for every single game. That's his job. He's the manager and he needs to go out there and make them decisions. Now, one thing I want to talk about, obviously, when we were there, I could see Unai Emery. He was at the touchline near enough the whole game. There was
Yeah.
just a couple of little parts where he wasn't there. He was very vocal in giving his team instructions from the touchline. Very
Yes.
vocal. Now, from the Manchester United side, I couldn't see Solskjaer at all. I saw Mike Phelan come out for a little bit. He was giving instructions. And then Solskjaer came at the last 15 minutes, I believe, Shaz, weren't it? 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like he came
15,
for a
20
little
minutes.
bit and then went back. But there wasn't much from him. It was like it just felt like he thinks like I've given my instructions at the start of the game before kickoff in the dressing room. They'll get on with it. But yes, they will get on with it. But as a manager, they need to see that you're in the game with them. You need to be saying, Dalot, you're being exposed on this wing on this right back. Stay back. Stop going forward. You know what
It's
I mean?
in
Like
game.
stop what you're doing.
It's
Look
in
for your
game
man.
management. It's in game management. So one of the things
That's
that
it.
I'm not.
It's like Football Manager, bro. Right? When you
Yeah.
play Football Manager, you have the little shouts at the side to give your team instructions. Yeah. Solskjaer needs to use those shouts in it,
You
even
know
if
the
it's
best
just
thing was
those specific ones. He needs to
you
do
know the
something,
funniest thing
bro.
is you made this reference on the not last podcast. You know in FIFA when you play and there's that suggestion at the bottom that says press
Yeah, when you
R2
press
for
R2
sub.
and accidentally press X and make them subs. That's what it felt
That's
like he did
that's
with
where you
Fred.
needed it last night because I'm like this ain't working. This needs to change.
Yeah.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
what? That'll give me a shot, bro. I'll do the
Bro,
job.
it was so frustrating because we could see Villareal making subs and we're like, they've made 2 subs
Yeah.
and they're winning. They were winning at that point, and like, wait, we haven't made any subs. Like, what is going on? And then you saw Matic getting warmed up and you saw Cavani getting warmed up. And I'm like, okay, that's some positivity that we can see Cavani come on and we've got Matic come on. Like, I don't know what it was. But when Matic and Cavani came on, I don't know if you noticed it, Shaz, right? Cavani was like really riling the players up. He was like, come on, let's go,
Yeah.
let's go, let's go. Like he was pushing them to go forward and more fast paced. But then you had Matic who's like, calm down, calm down, calm down. I'm like, you're giving mixed messages. Like, where are you getting this from? Did the manager tell you to say this, or are you just saying
No,
this off your
I
own
think
back?
it's instinct. So you look at
But
Fernandez, Cavani,
mhm,
Ronaldo, uh, Varane,
yeah,
Sancho. And then five there. These guys are proven match winners because they know how to win. So what
mhm,
they do is and it's really bad. This is how bad it gets. They do the
mhm.
job of the manager because they say, "Look, we're Man United
Yes.
and we need to win."
But
That's
Man
what Ronaldo
United
said.
were never
This
gonna
is what
score.
Ronaldo said in his interview that we don't settle for mediocrity. So you go and win. The problem we've got at United or Man United have got right now, and Shaz can allude to this, is the
Mhm, mhm.
problem that there's a lack of consistency in the style. So one of the things look, somebody said it on commentary yesterday. The way Villarreal played last night is a template for any other team to set up against United, whereby they know that United are so incapable of breaking a side down that all they got to do is stick the Berlin Wall in front of you, and United ain't going to get through it because, well, they should, but under
Yeah,
Ollie doesn't understand that I need to penetrate it. And
it's
how do
like
you do that? By
when
passing.
when we were watching it live, bro. I don't think the first half, maybe the first 20 minutes, I don't think we really had any chances.
No, we didn't.
The
The Man
first
United
20
did.
minutes was all Villarreal having chances. We did
Yeah.
have some maybe attempts, but they were off target, so you can't really call that a chance. Like a chance is maybe when the goalkeeper saves it, or it's a good save, or it's a very close chance. But from what I saw, bro, we didn't really have many chances in that game at all.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have a look now to see how many. actual shots United had yesterday.
Yeah, go for it.
Can I get the stats, or will they show me on this website? I'm just trying to check to see literally what happened yesterday. Right, so bro, it says here. What's this? Oh, that's the wrong game. Villareal. Okay, so here we go. So apparently we had more possession. It didn't really look like it to me.
We will always have more position. I never doubt that.
It wasn't by much, but so this has got a more in-depth look at the stats. So I'm just gonna read a few out for you, Shaz, yeah?
Go on.
Total shots, United 14, Villareal 15.
Okay, yeah.
Which is okay. We both had 7 shots on target each.
Yeah.
2 of our shots were blocked, 4 of theirs was blocked.
Yeah.
4 corners each. Villareal had no offsides, not one, bro. And we had 3. So 10 fouls each. Yellow cards, 4 for Villareal and 3 for us. Now, I just want to go out and say that there was one guy that was trying to foul Tellez near enough the whole game whilst Tellez was on. At one point, Tellez literally pushed him away from him, and Tellez didn't even have the ball. Tellez had passed the ball away, and the guy went in for a tackle on him without him even having the ball. And Tellez just pushed him away. I think he just got frustrated with the snappy little tackles this guy was making. Big chances, Shaz. We only had 1 big chance to Villarreal's 3, right?
Yeah.
Now, counter-attacks, bro. Villareal had 3 and we had none.
Yeah, we didn't counter, Joe.
There was a chance. There was an opportunity where we had a counter-attack, but I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Ronaldo lost the ball just before their box.
Yeah, so
you remember the one that was really fast-paced?
It was the pass. It was the pass. Because
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
You remember which one I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes.
Right. But that was a counter-attack, but we didn't get a shot out of it, so I don't think it counts. Counter-attack shots, Villareal had 3 counter-attacks and they got 3 shots out of them. Yeah. They actually had 14 shots inside our box and we only had 11 in theirs. Outside the box, we had 3 and they had 1. Goalkeeper saves, De Gea saved 3 and their goalkeeper saved 5. This is just these stats are just bizarre, bro. So this breaks it down even more. Passes 554 to 442 to United. Yeah. Pass accuracy, we had 500 passes land and they only had 377. Our accuracy was 90%, which is really good.
Yeah.
Now, this is the stat that bothers me the most. Long balls. We had 41 long balls land out of 55. But Villareal had 25 land out of 54, which is a bad stat for them. Crosses, we had 19 crosses and only 5 went in. Dribbles, but this next one's with the amount of players we've got in our squad that can dribble, this next one's amazing, bro. We had 17 dribbles and only 6 actually were successful. That's a 35% success rate on dribbles, right? Wow. And Villareal, bro, had 26 dribbles and 16 of them were successful. That's 62%.
Yeah.
And this is another one. And this exposes United a little bit in this area. Possession lost. We lost possession 113 times, and Villareal only lost it 106. Duels, so duels between players, we had 44-1, and they had 52-1.
Yeah.
Aerial challenges, aerials won, so headers and whatnot. We won 13, and they only won 6, which is really good. So tackles, they win 20 tackles to 17. Interceptions, they won 10 to 8. Clearances, they had 19 clearances to 13. That's just, them stats are just really bad, bro, in quite a lot of areas, man.
Hence why I said that the win masks a lot of that. It hides it behind the carpet. So Ollie needs to look at that and say, look, we need to change. We need to improve. But yeah.
United were very exposed yesterday. In not just in Dalot's area, but in other areas as well. Like I know I said it earlier, Ronaldo had a bad game. Like I don't know what it was, but he wasn't getting as much success with his dribbles. Like he was attempting them. It's not that he wasn't trying.
Yeah, it just didn't
There
come
was
off.
just no success, and there was nothing coming from him. It just felt like he was having a very, very bad day, which is very unfortunate. But because I would have loved to see him have a really good game.
Yeah, true.
But either way, he still scored. Even on a bad day for him, he still scored. He still managed to score, and that's the main thing, that he can keep scoring, bro. Like we paid what 20 million for Ronaldo. We're getting that money back in goals, bro.
Easy, easy.
We're making that back in shirt sales. You know what I mean? There are a couple of other bits. So Shaz, I know we went off topic a little bit there. We are supposed to be talking about the Old Trafford experience. So I'll let you run down yours, bro. I'm just gonna pop my camera off for a bit and my mic. I'll let
No, it's fine. I
let
mean,
you carry on.
I think just generally it was an interesting experience. Post COVID, well, the funny thing is, it looked like COVID didn't exist with the way fans like were interacting and um, going off on a tangent, or some of them were getting kicked out, or some ran on the pitch. I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure if there's COVID around, then there would be a lot more stricter on that. I mean, very minimal face masks. Uh, so just an interesting take on it. But as long as everyone was safe and enjoyed themselves, that's the main thing. As for the crowd reactions, you can understand that when watching a team like that, you get frustrated just because of their inability to keep things together. So yeah, it's that's just my take on it. But and then just tying on to that next bit, it sort of links into it.
Yeah, this
Crowds
was
ran on the
funny, man.
pitch
This was funny.
or thrown out. So I believe Shaz saw a couple of incidents whereby
Yeah.
somebody brought beer or alcohol into the
No.
street.
So what it was, bro. So there's a couple of little incidents that happened. So where we were sat, a couple of lads brought alcohol to their seat, and from my understanding, you can't do that. So they left it underneath a seat, and they got caught. The steward came down and asked them whose it was. They said, "We don't know," basically, and the lady just took it and chucked it away. But the other incidents were a little bit more serious. There
Yeah,
was when Telles scored, um, someone from our area threw a bottle onto the pitch,
yeah,
which is very concerning because they shouldn't have even had bottles, you know, in the area. Um, and maybe like I don't know what he was trying to do with the ball. Maybe he was trying to throw it at Unai Emery. Maybe he was trying to hit it, throw it over into the Villareal section or the benches. I don't know. He got caught. So originally, a couple of stewards came down trying to find him. I don't think they realized where he was sat, so they went back. They checked the cameras with someone else. They found out who it was, and they quickly, nipped that in the head. They gripped him. They escorted him out on his own. I don't think it was other people with him, or maybe they were, but it was him that
yeah,
did it. So they escorted him out. And a little bit later, I think someone else threw a bottle onto the pitch, and he got escorted off. And this was
crazy.
just after Telles scored. So this is after United equalised. Some of the fans got a bit rowdy. Obviously, I got excited, bro. When Telles scored, I was jumping, bro. And even you were, bro. The whole section was up on their feet. The Stretford end was loud as. and we were joining in, like everyone was up for it.
Yeah, but there's
And
a difference
Tellez
between
was rallying everyone up. He was like doing this.
there's a difference between getting excited and then throwing stuff on the
Oh
pitch,
no, of
which
course there is. Of course there is,
yeah,
bro. That's what I'm trying to say. Like we got excited, but I won't go to the length of throwing stuff on the pitch because that's
yeah, a
like
bit
like they said,
excessive.
like when we were there, I don't know if you heard it, Shaz. But before the game started, they said that have respect for everybody. Everybody should be able to come and enjoy football, whether it's your players, your staff, the fans, the workers. Everybody should be there to enjoy it. And I think those type of incidents ruin it a little bit. But they weren't, obviously nothing major happened. They didn't hurt anybody. They just did something stupid and got escorted off. And the other incident that happened was when Ronaldo scored.
Oh wow,
Firstly, from the Stretford end
oh
side, I think,
that was hilarious.
or maybe it was just our side at the end going towards the Stretford side, but someone had jumped the barrier and got onto the pitch. He got as close to the United fans as he could. He was like at the goal end, like where the Villareal goalkeeper were, and three stewards tackled him down. And then someone from our stand jumped the barrier and got on the pitch, and he got quickly taken down. They both got escorted out the same way. So they just nipped them up. And I think at that point, Shaz turned and said to me, "Are they going to add extra time on for these stupid people?" I'm like, "No, they
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
because."
I was
So
joking
the
to
things with
myself.
the bottles that didn't affect the play of the game, so that won't add any time on. And these idiots coming onto the pitch whilst United were celebrating the Ronaldo goal, that won't add time on because United were celebrating, and that they
True, yeah,
stopped time anyway. Shaz, your camera's frozen.
yeah. My laptop's frozen. Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you, but your camera's. Oh, you're back.
Yeah,
It's back.
it's lagging. So just give me a second. I'll jump back in. You
All
carry
right.
on.
Yeah. No worries, bro. No worries. No worries. No worries. So yeah, I mean, overall the experience was brilliant. Watching the game at Old Trafford was amazing. The fans were amazing. Like the Stretford down was so loud. Um, when Villareal scored, the Villareal section was popping. They were buzzing. Obviously, you would be if you're away, and your team scored. You're absolutely buzzing. Big shout out to all the people that came over from Spain, to support their team because that's amazing. Here's Shaz. He's back. Nah, that's better, bro. That's better. So overall, Shaz, just go like overall, what was your experience like at Old Trafford this time round?
Oh, I think I mentioned a few minutes ago. I think it was an interesting game to go to. I
Yeah,
haven't been in a while. Good to get a Champions League game under your belt.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, it was frustrating to watch because at one point I was like, "This is painful." But
yeah.
all in all, can't complain. The guys got the
And this
job
guy
done.
wanted to leave early so he could get to the car early so we could
Yeah,
skip the traffic. I'm glad I stayed because if we didn't, we would have missed Ronaldo's goal, and I would have been pissed, bro. I'm not even joking. If
bro.
we
Listen,
missed Ronaldo's goal,
I,
bro, I would have been pissed.
at one point honestly didn't think we were going to score another one. So I was
Nah,
like,
but
"What?"
that's what I'm saying, bro. Like with United, you never know when they're gonna score because you always get, as the title of this show is, Fergie time to scoring, bro.
No, that's true, bro. That's true.
But yeah,
But anyway,
overall, it was a brilliant experience. The fans in attendance were brilliant, very vocal. Boy, that they were booing Villarreal. That was quite
oh yeah,
funny.
that's
Uh,
natural.
when the
Like, there's
fans, when the Villarreal players were going back through the tunnel at half time, they were getting booed by the Stretford end. They're funny.
yeah,
The Stretford end is just so funny because some of the chants were really funny. Like the one we mentioned earlier, like we're Man United, we're never gonna score. That was funny. There was another one about Man City. A knick-knack paddywhack, give a dog a bone, why don't City F off home? They were just chanting everything they could. There was a couple of Bruno chants. There was 100% a lot of Viva Ronaldo chants. Like, no joke about it. The United fans absolutely love Ronaldo. It's like it can't compare to any other player. The amount of fans that chant his name, and especially after he scored. Like after he scored, I don't know if how loud it was on TV, but the whole stadium was chanting "Viva Ronaldo." Like there was
Yeah, it
loads
was.
of noise. It was to that level that I couldn't even hear myself. And I was very vocal at that point as well because Ronaldo had just scored. You can imagine scoring the winner so late in the game, how you're going to be. Like everyone was like that. And it was just like the atmosphere was just like amazing.
True. No,
Um, like even on the way out, Shaz, after we got out through the Munich tunnel, like all the fans were buzzing. There was like everyone was just looking at each other, everyone was just smiling, everyone was happy, and there was loads of Viva Ronaldo chants. And obviously the celebration that Ronaldo does and says "Sue," there was a lot of that.
yeah, no, it was
Yeah,
interesting.
overall, I thought it was really good, man. I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
But we move on. We move on. That was yesterday. Now let's move on to Saturday. We have the next game. I believe this is at Old Trafford, Chaz.
yeah, correct.
Yep, against Everton. A resurgence of an Everton team under Rafa Benitez.
It'll be
I
a
think they've
difficult
had a
game.
good start to the season.
Yeah, it'll be a difficult game. I'll say that much.
I think Everton are going to come to Old Trafford looking for a win. Seeing
Yeah,
the way United play, seeing obviously, I think Wan-Bissaka's back for this game, isn't he?
yeah, he'll be
Because
back
he's
for
only
the
banned for the
game.
Champions League, right?
Yeah,
So that's good. That at least if he's in the team, we're not going to get exposed by Dalot
yeah,
being on the pitch.
yeah,
Just one thing I wanted to touch on at Everton, they've actually sold James Rodriguez to a Saudi
yeah. He's gone
Arabian
abroad
club.
to, I think, to a Qatar club, Al
Yeah,
Sadd.
Qatar, that's it. Yeah. So I was quite shocked because I thought like, James Rodriguez is a really good player. I just think since he's been at
No,
Real Madrid, he didn't. Obviously, there was a lot of other bigger players than him, and he never really got to feature for them. So then he moved around different clubs on loan, and then he moved to Everton under Ancelotti, and now he's over in Saudi. I mean, I think I've always rated him. I've always thought that maybe United should snap him up because he's a. But obviously, we've got
well,
players in that position now.
I think to wrap that bit up is once Ancelotti left,
Mhm.
Rodriguez's head was turned because he really signed for Everton because of Ancelotti. Otherwise, he had no reason or intention of going to Everton anyway. Let's be honest. That much is get that right. But yeah, his head was turned, and selling him was probably the best thing Everton could have done because
Yeah.
if you've got a player that just doesn't want to play and isn't in the mood to play,
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
pointless.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Definitely. Speaking of a player who doesn't want to play for his club, your boy Harry Kane.
Are we really talking
Anyway,
about?
I don't really want to talk about Harry Kane because he doesn't play for United and he doesn't play for Everton. So let's not talk
Yeah,
about him.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, we'll save that for tomorrow when we talk about all things football, bro. We'll preview the Premier League games and stuff tomorrow. We'll get that out tomorrow. Your predictions for the Everton game?
Oh, you know what? We'll concede. I know that much. I had no faith. That's how bad that bad. I've had to take Varane out of the team because I have no confidence
Wow.
in our ability to.
Wow. You took him out of your fantasy team.
Yes, I've taken him out.
And what did I tell you, bro? United are going to concede too many goals to have a United defender in your team. What did I say to
Yes,
you, bro?
I
I
had to
said
learn
that
my
at the
lesson.
start, but saying that, I did say it at the start, but I had Luke Shaw in mind, but I took him out after the first week.
Yeah,
After the Newcastle game, I took him out.
so I've taken him out. So I think until they get tight. So I'm gonna go 2-1. Sorry, I'll go 2-1 Man United. We'll concede a silly goal that we did as always, as we always do, as Man United always do. Then your boy, I'm gonna go with Ronaldo and
Okay.
Sancho to get the goals. I'm
Oh,
hoping
you're
Sancho.
thinking Santos finally going to score his first Man United goal?
He needs the
He
first
needs to
goal.
he needs to get it because the longer it takes for him to get that goal, the more it's going to play on him. And I
Yeah,
think once he scores that goal, he's going to be feeling more relaxed, and we're going to see a different side of Sancho. And I
that's
want to see that because we've just paid 73 million for him, and I want to be able to see him play better.
That's
We've got a comment here from Idris. Even if United have a good team, they have Ole who picks some stupid and sketchy lineups. No lies told there, bro. No lies told. Yesterday's lineup I thought was good from the players that we could select, because Dalot obviously had to play because Wan-Bissaka was out, Harry Maguire was out, and Luke Shaw were out. Like, we did see Harry Maguire there; he was there. Because at half time and even at the start of the game, we saw him walk across the pitch. He actually waved to some of the fans, like towards where we were sat. I think at half time when he brought his nice cup of tea with him.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, but he was there supporting the team. I didn't see the other players like Wan-Bissaka or Luke Shaw at the game, but Harry Maguire was there, and I think that shows his leadership. That he's the captain, even though he wasn't playing and he was injured, he still turned up for the game to support the team, and I think that's very important for a captain to do. That even though you're not playing in the game and you're not selected because you can't be, you still turn up and show basically your team. You're the man. You're the captain of that team. You know, you need to show them your
leadership.
You need to show him your leadership and that. And I think he did that well yesterday. Like, we didn't see what he was doing from the bench, but I'm guessing he was obviously giving, like, he was vocal with the manager and stuff. Yeah. So it was good to see him, like, as the captain. It was good to see his leadership.
Yeah, that's
and I think that's one of the reasons why he's our captain, because he has good leadership qualities. We've got another comment from Madrishaz. In my opinion, McTominay went from underrated to overrated. I've never thought he was underrated. I have thought sometimes that he is overrated. Some people do overrate him as a better player than he is. He's not the best player we have in that position, but yesterday he did a good job.
Yeah.
From watching in the stands, McTominay did a good job. I thought he was like, I know when we spoke about the game earlier, Shaz, we didn't really speak about McTominay because he didn't do anything very, very noticeable or major, but he did enough for the team to just go by, you know, without being noticed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But Everton versus United, my prediction is going to be a 2-0 win for United at home. And I really do want to see Sancho bag his first goal. Other goal, I'm going with Greenwood. Maybe this. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ronaldo has now still scored in every game that he's played for United since he's come back.
Minus the Villa game.
Ah, shit! Yeah, he didn't score against Villa.
Yeah.
Damn. So, like, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to score against Everton. I'm hoping like we get a bigger win than I'm expecting of the 2-0. Do you know what? I'm going to go with 3-0, bro. I'm going with 3-0. Sancho, Ronaldo, and Greenwood to score.
Okay.
Idris is going 2-2, bro.
Oh, wow.
What? So, Idris, why would you say 2-2? Like, I know you're a Chelsea fan and everything, and you know, and you come out like, you know, Chelsea fans are very weird at times. But
this is Brian Danielson.
What's the 2-2? Like, where's that coming from, bro? Do you think Everton are that, you know, a really good team, or do you just think United are shit? Which is it? I'll let you answer that, but lineup wise, Shaz, who's in your lineup? United lineup.
So I'm gonna keep this short and sweet because I need to wrap this up. But I'm gonna wrap this up by saying, De Gea, Wan-Bissaka. I don't think Maguire's fit, so I wouldn't risk him. I'd play Lindelof, Varane, and then I'd play Luke Shaw.
Is Luke Shaw back?
Yeah, Luke Shaw was back. He was on the bench yesterday, but didn't play him. Then in midfield, I'm gonna go Pogba, Fernandes, and I really want to see Van der Beek.
Bro, sorry to interrupt you, bro. We've got a comment from Sal here. United are third, lost 3 of the last 4 and fluke the win. I'm going to let you answer that, bro. I'm going to let you answer it.
Don't really give a shit, bruv. Got the job done. We lose, but
like I said earlier, I don't know if you heard what I said earlier, Sol, but a win's a win regardless of how it comes. 3 points are 3 points, and that's what your team needs.
All you gotta do is get behind your team. Oh, where's your team? It's in North London. So get your
Shaz, what was that question that you asked me about Arsenal earlier?
Oh yeah, what did I ask you?
About the European games.
I didn't see Arsenal play in Europe this week. When are they on? Oh wait, they're not. But thanks
so
for
in the comments, we've got Idris, and then we've got Sol. So we've got a United fan, a Chelsea fan, and an Arsenal fan. So definitely a Man City or what? So what? Idris is saying Ole is crap.
Yeah,
tactics, and then he's saying definitely a Man City or Liverpool fan. I don't even know what you mean. Oh, right. I think he's right. I think he thinks Sol's a Man City or Liverpool fan, not fan. He thinks Sol's a Man City or Liverpool fan. Nah, Sol actually supports Arsenal, Idris. So I'll leave that with you because you're a Chelsea fan, innit?
So yeah. But yeah, Sol,
yes, I celebrated Ronaldo's goal more than you. It keeps Ole at your club. Behave, Sol, behave. I celebrated that goal live from the stadium. I was off my seat. Ask Shaz how loud I was.
Shaz was tearing the house down, bro. But Sol, I appreciate you jumping on the podcast.
Yeah, I appreciate you tuning in, bro. Good stuff, man. Good stuff.
But yeah, anyway, going back to the team and midfield, Fernandes,
sorry, bro.
And I want to see Van der Beek play because.
Okay, hold on. You want to see Van der Beek, but are you going to see Van der Beek? That's the question.
Well, I say I want to.
Sorry, bro. That was a rhetorical question. The answer is actually a no. You're not going to see him because it's his Solskjaer and he's not going to play.
But you've asked me, so I'll give you my answer. And then obviously up front, I'm gonna say.
There's some more comments. Ronaldo. Sorry, bro. I'm happy Arteta is still at Arsenal. Not crap enough to sack Ole, but not good enough to win anything. Okay, fair enough. But go on, Shaz. I'll let you finish your midfield, bro. Go on.
So midfield then up front, Ronaldo, Cavani, and I'd put Sancho.
Sweet. My lineup for tomorrow, obviously, number 1 has to be De Gea. I'm going Wan-Bissaka. I'd like to see Harry Maguire, but if he's not fit, I'd rather just see I'd rather see Eric Bailly, to be fair. I'd like him to get a game if he's fit enough. Obviously with Varane. Varane's like the solid man in defence. And then I'd like to see Luke Shaw, but if he's not fully fit, if he's not going to have a decent, thing, I'd like to just see Telles, because Telles was on form yesterday, and I'd like to see him carry that form on into the next game. Even if that means Luke Shaw doesn't play the game, I'd like to see Telles carry that form on. So I'm going to give Telles the jump over Luke Shaw just because of the form he had in that game, and I think he deserves a chance to continue that form in his next game. Mm-hmm. Midfield-wise, obviously, Pogba, Fernandes. I'd like to see it, like you said, Van der Beek. We're probably not going to see him, so I'm going to go McTominay. Up front, Ronaldo, Mason Greenwood, and Jadon Sancho. I think we pretty much said the same, didn't we? Team-wise. We've got some beef going on in the comments here. Sol is saying, Ole has never beaten Arteta, Idris pal. I'm also happy you kept David Luiz. That's funny because he's no longer at the club. Oh, dear. Arteta never beat Tuchel, and I'm a Chelsea fan. What's your point? Arteta did beat Tuchel. Oh, shit. We've got some beef going on in the comments, bro. So where did Arteta beat Tuchel? What Arsenal versus Chelsea game? Or was it a different game? Maybe like Arteta, like Arsenal versus Tuchel's old teams, one of their old teams.
Bravo, that's crazy.
That's crazy. We've got some beef between Arsenal and Chelsea fans in the comments there. You lot carry on, though. You lot carry on. But yeah, Shaz, you're going 2-0, yeah? United?
2-1. 2-1.
2-1. Who do you think is going to score for Everton?
Anybody will score for Everton. I don't really care. But I know United will
So
concede.
Sol says yes last season. So Arteta beat Tuchel last season. Arsenal beat Chelsea last season. So Idris, you got that wrong. Arteta has beaten Tuchel. So maybe you should think before you say things like that, dude. Like, you don't want to make yourself look stupid like that, dude. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else we need to cover for the United game, is there, Shaz?
No, that's a wrap. Good to
That's
cover
a
the
wrap,
game.
fam.
That's a
That's a
wrap
wrap,
for
fam.
today's episode.
That's a wrap, peeps. That's a wrap from Shaz. It's a wrap from Shaz. He's gone. He's logging off. He's leaving his all. He's like, nah, I can't be arsed with this.
Pipe bomb.
Idris, brother, you're still living in 2019.
Oh shit.
Oh damn. Big up the horse. I appreciate that, Sol. Appreciate it. Appreciate you tuning in, man, and leaving the comments. Idris says, okay, you have a point, but there is only 2 words I have to say: Champions League. He's got you on that one, Sol. He's got Arsenal on that because they're not in the Champions League. But we're moving on. Appreciate you all tuning in. Appreciate all the comments. Appreciate the love and support. Follow Finished Article on Facebook and Twitter. I'm going to bring up the details in a second if I can find it. There you go. Facebook, Twitter, links are not the links. Details are below. Tune in for all things football tomorrow. We're going to be previewing the game week, upcoming game week, and we are going to do a live draw for September's Fantasy League winner. We'll announce the winner tomorrow, and we'll get in touch with the winner and get a prize out. But yeah, appreciate everyone coming. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on Twitch, and we'll be back tomorrow with another video, all things football, where we preview the next Premier League game week. Is it game week 6, Shaz?
Yes.
It's game week 6. So thank you everyone for tuning in. But for now, from me, from my co-host, see you later, peeps.
Take it easy, boys.
And just before we go, Viva Ronaldo!